What's up, you guys? I'm back with another reading for you. Today, this reading is going to be about navigating these times that we're in. There are people who have experienced spiritual awakenings, dark nights of the soul. And so I just want to get maybe some insights, some comfort, any sort of messages that might assist you in the season that you're in right now, because we're all in the middle of a transition. So yeah, thanks for being here. I've already said my prayer and cleansed the cards. Definitely going through a rebirth and a transformation at this time, with the death card showing itself. But I think that this is all for sure, not even I think, this is for sure leading to your ultimate happiness and fulfillment. So you're learning, having to navigate these waters with emotional maturity, grounded and steady, putting in that work, learning about yourself, developing self-mastery. Oh my God, I finally did my nails, you guys. It's definitely a time of ascension. I think in the spirit, you're definitely being recognized. Your ancestors are with you, and they're celebrating your choice to go within, to nurture yourself. Again, to ground yourself. And it's definitely leading to your ultimate fulfillment, because I saw the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles during these shuffles here. You're healing, definitely healing right now. Things might feel a little confusing, a little chaotic, a little frustrating, but you're learning how to navigate the chaos of life by listening to your intuition. All of us are experiencing some sort of a death of the ego. This is a new beginning for us all. How exciting. So let's go ahead and pull some cards for the energy. 3, 2, 1 was just on the counter, so it's go time, baby. What's the energy overall of the viewer during this time? Okay. I'm not really sure how many cards I want to pull. Yesterday we did 8 in honor of the Lion's Gate. I think that's good. Underneath it all, underneath all the chaos and confusion, you're definitely gaining some clarity for yourself and about yourself. You're healing, finding inspiration. Golly, it's probably feeling not so good right now, I guess. You're kind of in suspension, having a completely different perspective of whatever is going on for you in your life right now. Definitely going within. We saw the Hermit come out during the cuts and the shuffling. The 5 and we saw the 8 of Pentacles during the shuffle as well, and we have the 5 and the 3 of Pentacles here. So I look at the Five of Pentacles as a perceived loss, but I feel like you're experiencing, like, feeling kind of down and out about something. It could not necessarily be with your money. It could be with your money. It could also be like a health crisis. You do see this person here like on crutches, and also Pentacles is earth energy. That's yin. That's about the body, but you're also creating something here. You're building something here. Maybe you have a couple people that you're able to connect with during this time, that you trust to have discretion. I always think of the Ark of the Covenant with this card as well. But you're working really hard on something with either your money or your body, or you're grounding something here. And you're working really hard on that. You're learning. You're in this innocent stage of learning, curious about your thoughts, about your mental activity. Maybe you're recognizing negative self-talk. Negative self-talk, but like also recognizing that what you have created and how it might not feel that great has come from how you're thinking. Maybe you're studying right now. Maybe you're learning more about your intuition. Maybe you're inquiring about this spiritual stage that you're in. I think you're also feeling a little overburdened right now, like you're carrying a lot. Life keeps going even when we're experiencing these dark nights of the soul and transitions and things like that. So I definitely think it's pretty heavy right now. Heavy. I'm Dream Girls. And we also have the Eight of Wands. So that's 18 wands, which puts us in the energy of the moon. And it's a full moon in Aquarius today. What a beautiful synchronicity. So the moon card talks about illusions, secrets. Maybe you're experiencing, seeing a lot of your shadows right now. Maybe there was, if you've already been like really into shadow work and just working a lot on yourself throughout the years, maybe you're still like, this is a time where you're recognizing like, oh wow, like I didn't even notice that about myself. Like, how did I not see that shadow, right? So aren't we just so grateful for God's light that we can see that? But you're carrying a lot, but you're also like really moving forward with like rapid speed and forward momentum. So it may not feel like it, but like spiritually, there is a lot that's happening here. Oh, but then adding the 5 wands, 5 and 18, that's 23 wands. Oh my God. Which puts us in like that 5 of wands energy still. So it's like, it's feeling heavy, it's feeling chaotic, it's feeling frustrated, but reading between the lines here, you're really moving forward. And we already talked about the star, so I'm gonna try to keep this reading a little bit more on the shorter side. So that's the energy about what's going on. Let's get some messages for you as far as what might be helpful as you're experiencing this quote unquote dark night. With this full moon happening, I keep singing that Selena song. Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I wish on a star that somewhere you are thinking of me too. 'Cause I'm dreaming of you tonight. And I think about that song when I look at the moon, because the girl was just like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking at the moon and I'm dreaming. Maybe you're feeling like that with that star energy. Maybe through like everything that you're going through, you're still having hope and dreaming of a better future for yourself. So that sounds pretty cool. So, that man with the grief and loss and sorrow. I get it. I get it. I get it. So, what are okay, so why are you experiencing this, right? Typically when we experience tower moments in life, it's because there was maybe something that we weren't wanting to look at, right? Like resisting the truth in some areas. So what truth have you been resisting that even has you experiencing this dark night? And that's no disrespect to anyone who might be experiencing like the loss of a loved one or something like that. It's like, obviously that's nothing that you could have done, but it still shows us like where we are mentally, right? Because there's some cultures that they're able to celebrate when a loved one passes away. Like I know in America, it's like that's not the thing, right? We have funerals and it's just like it's mourning and grieving. So it still says a lot about like where we're at mentally as far as what we're experiencing. So I just wanted to put that out there to respect where people are in their journey. Because where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. It's like the best place for you to grow and heal and evolve. I already got a lot of cards, but I'm gonna take one more. Two more came out. Queen of Wands. Okay, so maybe something to do with your confidence. Something that you weren't willing to look at too, as if like God was trying to show you something and you just were resisting. But there's something new for you here. Yeah, not wanting to look at the truth maybe. Ace of Swords in reverse. The Tower in reverse. So like maybe you were resisting something that God was trying to shake up for you for a while, and maybe you were seeing the signs. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Maybe you were seeing it, but you weren't wanting to see it. You were just like, you know what? Let me just keep my back turned to that. Like, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to see that right now. That's not what I want. 2 5s here. Yeah, I feel like God has been trying to talk to you about something for a while. And maybe you were confused about it. Maybe it just felt like something that you just weren't ready for. But this is to bring you closer to God, to bring you closer to the truth. This was divine. This was the fact that we have the Tower and the Tower's reversed, but and the Wheel of Fortune. This was divinely orchestrated. There was nothing that you could have done to stop this. This was to help to bring you home to yourself. Maybe you were staying too stuck in the past, not wanting to move, towards a future that maybe you were like already contemplating. Like, I feel like before this happened, you already felt like you had to make a decision about it. You were already thinking about this. You were already seeing that you needed to do something. Maybe you wanted this energy too much. Maybe you were forcing something. Because again, not wanting to acknowledge the truth about something. Not wanting to look in the mirror is what I'm seeing too. Yeah, it's a choice that you maybe needed to make. But again, this was divinely orchestrated. It was divinely orchestrated. You not making that choice was destined, because this situation was like fated for you to learn from. You're gonna have like some sort of a new emotional beginning, but there were some things that, what were you not wanting to see? What was it that you knew about before this? What was it that you knew about before this? Okay, that's 3 sevens here. 7 of Wands. You knew you needed to like fight for something. You knew you needed to do something. Give me one more card. And then there goes that King of Wands. Yeah, it feels like you were being stubborn about something. Maybe you wanted to move in a certain direction, but you were like forcing it. Let's take one more. Yeah. All Wands energy. Like, you felt in your soul that this done brought you into like a whole ego death. It's all this Wands energy. This is something that like you knew in your spirit. You knew something in your spirit, bro. You knew something in your spirit, like something that you wanted to move towards, that was gonna give you the validation that you wanted, but you were being defensive about a situation that you knew was like something that you really wanted, like, but you were being like immature and also controlling about it. Was it something that you needed to like release and accept, or something that you needed to do? Because I'm getting something about like a decision here. That's the Empress that wanted to come out, the Sun, and the 8 of Cups at the bottom. So something that maybe you knew in your soul that you needed to walk away from to get what you really wanted. Like, I feel like you just have not been listening to your spirit. Like, intuitively you felt something here, and now it's got you in this position where you're like feeling overburdened, where maybe you didn't move towards what you really wanted. even if it was like about releasing something with peace, like as if you didn't want to accept. I remember that, like when my mom passed away, like it's like I didn't want to accept that she was really going to pass away. I wanted to think that there's some way that she's going to live, like, you know what I mean? So now I don't want this to be triggering to anybody, but this is what I'm picking up. So whatever your particular situation is. So let's see what's going to maybe assist you now that you are experiencing this. What's going to help you to, like, what do you need to learn and integrate from this experience? There was like conversations that I probably would have had with my mom if I would have like accepted the fact that she was passing away, because I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever's going on in your life, like you could feel it. You could feel it before it happened. My crystals were breaking. Things were coming off of me. I could just feel it. Like, it just didn't feel good. You know what I mean? And the society that we live in, you know, it's almost like toxic spirituality, if you will, as if like, oh, you can just manifest anything, and there's some things that it's just out of your control, and sometimes there's something for us to do, and sometimes there's just something for us to accept. What is it that you're needing to learn or to integrate? What are the lessons for you regarding this time that you're in? What are the lessons for the viewer? What are the lessons? Oh, golly. Yikes. What are the lessons for the viewer here? What are the lessons for the viewer? This Three of Pentacles just keeps coming out. What are the lessons for the viewer? Anything else? Or forever hold your peace. It's funny, I said forever hold your peace and the Four of Pentacles came out, which is a classic card of holding on. Hold on. We've seen a lot of nines here. The number 9 could be significant for you. You could be born in September. You could be born on the 9th. This is a 9 year as well. Well, everything's in the upright. So, this is to teach you about emotional fulfillment. You are to learn underneath all of this about what truly makes you happy. So, you're learning how to navigate anxiety. You're learning how to navigate, I'm trying to think, like toxic thoughts or what are the words that I want to say? Mental, like your mental activity. Yeah, getting a hold of your anxieties. We got the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups here. So for you to learn about how magnetic you are, these are two very intuitive energies. To trust your intuition, to trust your own internal guidance. I'm picking up on like not listening to other people. You can create the life that you desire. You have it in you. This is to teach you about not being so stubborn, not holding on when it's time to let go. Learning what to hold on to and what to let go. Okay? We've got the threes here. We've got the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. You're learning how to nurture yourself, how to nurture your connections. What connections are actually nurturing to you? I just thought about the Three of Cups, but I don't see it here. So even nurturing friendships, understanding what friendships are nurturing to you and which ones aren't. But nurturing your decisions. So being willing to decide on what you want and actually move towards it. Understanding what true creation is. Maybe for a while, the way you have been creating your life, the things that you've done have worked for you. But again, learning when to let go, learning when a way of doing things isn't working anymore. That could be with your money, that could be with your spiritual practices. Maybe something that was a desire of yours is no longer a desire of yours. We saw a lot of Wands energy. That could be about desires. So understanding how to nurture what you truly desire and what you truly want to build and grow. And we saw that Seven of Pentacles earlier. That's like a gardener, like someone who actually understands how to grow things. The Devil card here, I think you're learning a lot about addictions. Maybe there's certain addictions that you have. I'm picking up on even plant medicine. Are you relying on your vices too much? Back to that Four of Pentacles, understanding when to let it go, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. Also recognizing that this Four and this Three, that's that Seven of Pentacles coming up again. So you clearly are a very intuitive person. Maybe this is teaching you where you can be self-deceptive. The mind, the ego, is so cunning. So cunning, so wise, knows you so well. Understanding your own obsessions, where you're keeping yourself in bondage. What you're experiencing is really helping you to grow past your own addictions and self-deception. This is teaching you about where you have not listened to your heart. Inner child healing is like really popular and like shadow work and stuff like that. But are you listening to your intuition? Are you following your heart? Are you leading with the truth of who you are? Maybe you haven't been, and even if it seems like on the surface, like outwardly, you have it together, but internally, this is 16 swords. That's the Tower. Divine intervention had to happen because there is somewhere where you have not been being honest with yourself. And there's no shame in that. Like, we've all been there. We've all been in places where there's something that we don't want to see. Even how this 9 of Swords, the lady has their head in their hands, which is a position of like shame. Maybe you've got some internal shame, even internal anger. I'm getting anger with the knives. Maybe there are just some things that you have been pushing to the back burner. We also have the 10 of Pentacles here and the King of Pentacles. That's 11 Pentacles. This is helping you to ascend to a different level that you wouldn't have gotten to without experiencing this calamity, this Tower, this dark night of the soul, this transition, this shakeup. It wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have came up out of this energy. You wouldn't have came up out of this energy if it wasn't for what you're experiencing right now. So you're definitely going to, you're learning how to be secure in yourself, self-assured. This is actually showing you about what it is that you really want, what it is that you really want to build. Maybe you've been working on things for a while and it's time to pivot. It's time to change directions. Maybe the things that you've been working on are still going to be incorporated in your mission. Speaking of mission and looking at the 10 of Pentacles, it's like, what is God's actual will for your life? You know what I mean? Like, maybe you've been creating something that felt good to you, right? All that Wands energy that felt like something that you truly desired. But the Tower comes when, the Tower is low-key, you're just going to come anyway. But what doesn't stand is what wasn't true. So this is a beautiful season in your life to help you to see what's really true about yourself, what's really true about what it is that you want, the truth about you, and the divine purpose for your life. I think I covered everything there. So let's get some encouragement. So those were the messages about what you are learning through this. Is that what I said? Oh my God, I think I'm kind of tired, you guys. I can feel my energy a little bit different in this reading too. I think I'm tired. I was thinking about going to bed early tonight too. The releasing of the full moon, and allow yourself to rest. You know what I mean? Like, we have such a false reality of like how we have to produce, and we need to be making money, we need to be creating, we need to be seen, we need to be doing this, I gotta be on TikTok or something, I don't know. But this is a really good time to just like rest and ground and just take stock, to really evaluate. You know, we got a lot of planets in retrograde right now. Uranus is about to go retrograde. Like, it's like, let's not force it. Let's not push it too hard. You feel me? Let's take it easy. Take it easy. All right, so let's get some cards on, did I say advice? What did I even say? What do you need to hear? What's going to support the viewer during this time? What's going to support the viewer during this time? What's going to support the viewer during this time? Golly, that is hilarious. One more. All right. Why did I say it? What's going to support you during this time? It's so funny that it just so happens to be the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck again. Knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. Hold on. Hold on to your body. Hold on. Hold on to your sanity. Hold on to what really matters. Sort through the confusion. What's going to support you at this time? The fact that we got the two, oh my Lord, oh my God, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be a synchronicity for somebody. I love when I sit down on the clock. When it's 11:45 p.m., 23:45, because I got my phone set to the military time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Golly. Continue to move forward. Continue to go up. Two of Cups. That's love. 3 of Cups, that's friendships. 4 of Cups, that's like you holding on. You trying to hold on. And that's going to get you in trouble. That's going to get you here. So, I don't know why I thought I saw the 7 of Pentacles again. Why do I feel like I saw that? Well, that's what's coming to mind. So, this is 14 Cups. That's Temperance. Balance your emotions at this time. Golly. When I tell you the Cups energy is heavy, heavy. You don't need to be thinking about the past because the six of Cups ain't here. We went from the 5 to the 7. You need to be sorting through that confusion. Golly, bro. Look at all the Cups energy here. We're missing 6, 8, and 9. We're missing the 6, 8, and 9 of Cups. But we got 1 cup right here. We got the Page of Cups. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards is about your emotions. So what's going to support you? Have you been avoiding your emotions? Am I talking to someone who avoids their emotions like the plague? But you sure stay stuck in the past, don't you? Because the 6 of Cups is not here. The 6 of Cups is not something that you need. You do not need to be thinking about the past, reminiscing too heavy. Maybe that's part of the problem, being stuck in the past. Because the 4 and the 5 of Cups is the energy of being like stuck in the past. Like you ain't want to give up that partying, did you? You ain't want to give up your friends. You ain't want to give up socializing, drinking, having fun. You didn't want to put that down. You wanted to focus on them 3 cups. But God was trying to give you something else. You ain't want to look at it, which we saw that energy earlier. It was like you intuitively knew something that you was trying to ignore. I don't know why you was doing that. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why you was doing that. We done all been through that. So, inner child healing is what I'm getting with the Page of Cups here. Maybe you need to apologize to somebody. Maybe you gotta focus on, clearly you gotta focus on your emotional body, because that is what's showing up as needing the most work here. Inner child healing, potentially an apology to somebody, balancing your inner masculine and feminine. I also get Kundalini energy with this. I just recognized this symbol from something else that I was studying earlier. And it is symbolism of Kundalini energy. So this is most likely a spiritual awakening for you. And you are needing to balance your emotions. Back and forth. Exchanging of the cups. Maybe there are certain people that, like, healthy relationships that are going to support you emotionally through this dark night of the soul, through this transition. What I'm getting from the Three of Cups is not to force isolation upon yourself. When we're experiencing heavy emotions, sometimes we want to isolate because it's uncomfortable to be around others in that state. Of course, you need your solitude to be able to process those heavy emotions, but sometimes we need friends. How the hell am I really already about to be at 42 minutes, bro? It's crazy. I really was trying to do a shorter reading. Okay, working on this emotional apathy that maybe you got going on, recognizing where, because this is taking me back to that devil energy. Releasing obsessions, releasing addictions, releasing toxicity. Because God is trying to give you something else here, but you have to be willing to let go. Stop wallowing in your pain. Maybe stop throwing yourself pity parties. Sometimes pity parties are necessary, especially when you don't got no other party to go to. Pity parties can be necessary. But don't stay in it for too long. Like don't cry over them cups for too long, because again, God has given you something, and here now it's like you got two cups back here. It's not even just the one. So you still, that's a beautiful message, Lord. Thank you. You're still accumulating, like you're still being blessed. You're still being blessed even while going through grief, but it looks different because where your focus is. Okay, so this is taking spiritual maturity. This is taking emotional maturity to understand where you have been stuck in the past and to focus on temporary things. I don't know why that's what I said. Understanding how to sort through illusions. That's something that's going to support you through this time. And that's like, you're doing that emotionally as well. Like you are to learn discernment. What's going to help you to learn discernment, right? God says, ask and it is given. So, and there's another scripture that says that he who desires knowledge or something like that, let him ask of God, who gives freely, liberally to all who ask. So, and I remember my mom told me that when I was young too, like if there was anything she could tell me in the world, it would be to love God, to have a relationship with God, and to ask God for wisdom and discernment. Maybe that's something that would support you during this time. is to ask God for wisdom and discernment, because the sevens are cards where we have to be discerning. We have to know how to make choices, right? So the twos are like cards of choice, right? Maybe there's a decision in love that you have to make. Twos are cards of choices, but sevens to me are cards of discernment. So maybe you felt like you had options before. Maybe you didn't understand how to see through illusions. The Seven of Cups can also be a card about seeing through illusions. So maybe that's something that you had a hard time with. And the Ten of Cups, coming after that seven, understanding and reflecting and discerning what actually makes you happy. What actually makes you happy? Because with that devil energy and all that holding on, maybe you made a choice to move towards something that you thought was going to make you happy, but you were mistaken. You were deceived. That Seven of Swords energy came out a couple times during the reading, and that can be about obvious deception. So, learning how to make choices, okay? Oh my God, am I giving advice or what's going to help you during this time? Oh my God, please just remember what I said and take this where it lands. I am tired tonight, you guys. Learning how to make choices. And this person has the world in their hands, and they clearly look like they're about to take a journey somewhere. And what's interesting is the fact that the person is facing towards the left and not to the right. And when it comes to the tarot, the left can be about the past, the right can be about the future. So I always thought that was interesting with this card, that the person wasn't facing towards the right. Very interesting. The fact that this wand is secured to the cement, to me, that's telling me that there's some, like, the fact that it's on the right, I want to say it's like your future is secure. Maybe it's like going into the past. I know I said about that Six of Cups, like you don't need to be focusing on the past, but maybe there are some things that you need to make right about the past. You got the Knight of Swords here, so like coming in with truth. They're doing it a little aggressively though, so that's, we talked about how you might have like some internal anger that maybe hasn't been addressed. So maybe there are some things that need to be addressed, but don't be too hasty about it. Like, make sure that you are being gentle, assertive, coming from the heart. And we got the Two of Wands and the Four of Wands. So that takes us to the Six of Wands energy. This is like, and the way that I got them too, it's like, look how the person is looking towards this. Like, maybe you like need to go home for something. If you don't live in the place that you're from, maybe you need to like go back to where you're from, like actually taking a trip there to heal something. And we saw that Page of Cups, like inner child healing. There's some sort of traveling that you need to do. This could be like moving towards something that you want here. The Four of Wands, that's homecoming, that's twin flame energy, that's marriage, that's divine union. using this time to understand what it is that you actually want to move towards, which I think you already know. But it's like, what are you going to do about it? Like having to temper and have like strength, grace. I'm hearing mercy too. And this dog is chasing somebody down the street. They going off. Judgment. There's a call that God is making. Do you hear the call? I said that in another reading the other day. Do you hear the call? Because God is trying to wake you up to something. God is calling the trumpet. Like, what's up? I've been trying to wake you up to something. These people coming out the coffin. Again, surrounded by all this blue energy. Is something with your emotions, leading with your hearts. Like, you know the truth. You know what it is that you want. And you're going through this transition and this dark night to help you with making choices on matters of the heart, learning how to discern your truth, the truth, and actually like taking action based upon that, not off of obsessions, not off of addictions, not off of falsehood. Okay, so that's your reading. That's your reading, and I hope that this was helpful. I'm sending you so much love during this time that you're going through, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.